Coming to you from the Ultra Staff Studios in Chicago, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network with your host, Bob Petke. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another outstanding, exciting innovation sensation about Ultra Staff EDGEovation 2026. This is Bob Petke. I'm your host of the Staffing Buzz Network. And, we're calling on all Ultra Staff Edge users because we have got our EDGEovation 2026 coming up in Oak Brook on April 21st. And that is going to be at the Drury Lane Theater in Oak Brook. So great location if you're coming in from out of town. We're right between two airports, so you've got your selection of flights, local people right off of a major highway, so you can get you there. And we're so excited to have you be able to attend this. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you do get yourself registered. And the cherry on the top after that, although, how much better could it get without EDGEovation 2026, is we're going to be hosting the Midwest Staffing Conference at the same location on April 22nd and 23rd. And there is special pricing for people that are Ultra Staff Edge users. So you should inquire about that if you have not done so already. So again, just a great opportunity to come together. We're going to have some fantastic speakers. We're going to have breakout sessions, and we're going to have a couple of really, not even a couple, I've got a couple today that are going to be on today, a couple of great guests. But we've got our partners that are going to be there. So it's going to be an opportunity if you're looking for integrations and you want integrations that work with Ultra Staff Edge. Make sure you get there and get yourself registered April 21st. And you can inquire. We've already sent you out some emails, so check your inboxes. You can go to abd.net. There's many ways that you can get yourself registered. So with that said, I do want to welcome my first guest today. And I'm going to bring on Gurdon Blackwell. Gurdon, thanks for coming on to the podcast today.
Bob, thanks for having me. Great to be here. Thank you.
Great. Hey, I'm going to share a little bit with the audience before we get started about who you are, what you do, and kind of, your experience. So with over 30 years of revenue generating and growth leadership experience, Gurdon brings exceptional results and value to client partners across various industries, particularly in employment screening services and SaaS technology. As the Chief Revenue Officer, Gurdon drives revenue growth and develops strategic partnerships for Asurint background screening suite of solutions. Now, with a skill set encompassing customer relationship management, key account management, new business development, and team coaching and mentoring, he has a solid track record of surpassing sales targets and establishing and enduring relationships with key clients. He's dedicated to empowering his team and clients to thrive in a dynamic and competitive economic environment, offering strategic guidance and innovative insights to drive sustainable outcomes. And he lives in White Plains, New York. Forget about it, White Plains, New York, and he's got a partner with 3 children. Gurdon, I'm out of breath, buddy. How are you?
Wow. That was great, Bob. Thank you. Just the way I wrote it.
Just the way you wrote it. Yeah, usually it's pretty nice when I get spoon-fed some stuff. So, hey, we love our partnership with Asurint. So we're so glad that you're here. Now, I threw a lot of stuff out on that bio, but maybe there are a couple things that you kept off of the bio. Anything you want to share with the group a little bit more about you that we didn't mention so far?
Yeah, sure, Bob. I think that the profile was pretty professional. I think from a personal side of my life, again, I have 3 children and a wonderful wife of over 30 years. Recently rehomed a just absolutely beautiful 125-pound German Shepherd, which we just absolutely love like a part of the family. So very big into family, very big into friends, community, and I also love to cook. I am not a professional chef, but I cook at least 5 times a week, if not every day of the week. Really enjoy it. My friends and family enjoy it, and I get a huge kick out of it. Very lucky to live in New York, where there's so much nuance to the ability to be able to source things that you may not get in the rest of the world. So to be able to really cook from scratch and prepare meals and enjoy doing it is, I guess, a luxury. So something about me that I really, really enjoy.
Gurdon, so you're inviting Big Bob over to your house, right? You're gonna make me a dinner. We just met. You want to be like, hey, Bob. We're gonna roll out the carpet. What's your
Whatever.
what's your go-to? What are you gonna prepare for us?
Uh, let's see. Well, I can do a number of different things. I mean, if you're a meat eater, I make just an incredible ribeye with some nice sides. We can do a stew, which is big over the winter season. We're kind of coming into spring, so the oven will probably shut off here soon. I do some veal schnitzel, which I really make really, really well. I can make an awesome lasagna or any
You
type
hear
of
that,
pasta
Jennifer?
dish.
Did he
So
say schnitzel?
schnitzel, yes.
So yeah, we've got some folks and some they've got the German descent and schnitzel is on
Yes.
their menu, so that's fantastic.
Very good. Excellent. You're all welcome anytime you're in White Plains.
Great. So Gurdon, tell me about Asurint and your involvement in the staffing industry.
Yes, absolutely. So Assurant just celebrated over 20 years of being in existence as a consumer reporting agency, or otherwise known as a background screening company. We work in several different industries and verticals, but we started off in a large majority of our overall client base supports the staffing industry. So we have hundreds and hundreds of staffing clients of all different sizes, from the biggest in the industry to your local mom and pop shop. Really don't discriminate there. We want to be able to help anybody that's looking to mitigate risk when it comes to, bringing people on board, especially for their clients. And over that time, we've, developed, I think, an expertise to understand a little bit of what the staffing industry is looking for, specific to when it comes to, screening potential hires, which really focus on speed, accuracy, and the candidate experience. Those seem to be the most important things that we, time over time, hear our clients and prospects say that they're desirous of and looking for as many efficiencies as possible, given, again, the tight margins that are associated with, running staffing, the speed at which you have to do it, ultimately being called on the same day to have to place somebody, but still do it with a high level of accuracy and quality.
No, you got to move quick. It's got to be quick. It's got to be fast. It's got to be accurate. It's got to have, if you're going to give results, they got to be the right results. They got to be on point.
Exactly right.
With that in mind, tell us about what makes Assurant different. If there's other companies doing the same thing out there, Gurdon, you know it, I know it, American people know it, staffing people know it. What makes you different?
Sure, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. I mean, ultimately, when you think about background screening, a lot of people, and who I don't expect at all to have a real strong expertise, this is what we do, this is why we're in business, think a background check as a background check as a background check, right? But ultimately, we really don't treat it as a transaction, right? Beyond just the ability to be able to provide you data, that data changes with every single applicant. Any type of information can come back that, people need support and some guidance around how to use the information, has to be incredibly compliant. So it's really more than just looking at a courthouse record, seeing something there and putting it on a final report and sending it to somebody. There's so much more that goes into it. And quite frankly, I could probably sit here all day and talk to you about the differences and the intricacies of it. But I think what really positions us as a leader essentially is just, again, the integrations that we have with courthouses that we have, developed over the 20 years that we've been in business. Unlike other CRAs, we own and aggregate our own national file versus sourcing it from third parties. And we still have a very high touch treatment strategy to provide that level of support, to our customers, that, when they have questions and need answers, can call in, can email, can chat, and get what right now I think we're measuring close to 92% first call resolution.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, with all of that in mind, let's talk a little bit more about, You talked about being the right size for the right, or the right fit for the right size organization. You mentioned the fact that you're working with, it doesn't matter the size or scope of the business. It's just that you've kind of found a space and place where you're able to operate and do that successfully. Now, we've been the benefactor of our partnership. Could you talk to us a little bit about our partnership, how long we've been partnered with you, and collectively, what are we bringing together to the table for these companies?
Yeah, absolutely. So Assurant is very pleased to be celebrating 10 years of a partnership with ABD. We're very proud to be partnered with also a fellow female-led organization like ABD.
Sure.
Last year, Terry, your CEO, joined our CEO, Alice Shea, for a webinar with a mutual client to celebrate Women's History Month. Uh,
Yeah, we
on
had
that,
her on the podcast too.
yeah,
We talked to
yeah.
her at SIA
Yes, that's
in
exactly
Miami.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
So, so interestingly enough, just to kind of crystallize a little bit of the question, Bob, about about our relationship, right? Terry shared a story about a client who told her that were using another CRA. And again, I'm not claiming that we're perfect in any way, shape, or form either. But they had a client that was using another CRA, and one of their applicants, showed up to one of their client sites with an ankle bracelet. And the previous streaming provider, for whatever reason, had missed the record. So there was a recommendation, based upon that, which I think was leveled up directly to Terry, where she recommended Assurance. So we worked with that client and actually did a pilot where we took a subset of their, some of their applicants and ran these same background checks, and ultimately found the criminal record on that specific individual. And in that regard, they were very interested in moving their business over to us. So it was a real success story, and just in terms of, again, how difficult it really is to try to find everything and source everything and report it back to people. So that's one of the key pieces of the relationship, is that we make you also proud of representing us as a partner because of the quality and the accuracy of what we're delivering. Tied into all of that is certainly the integration, with the platform, right? So the ability for folks that are ultimately want to maximize their investment, in ABD's platform, to be able to utilize that to bring data from that platform that they're collecting on their applicants over to us very seamlessly, and allowing us to then compliantly collect anything else that we need and then perform the background check. We did a recent 2026 kind of State of the Union with staffing, and one of the major things that they said that they needed, from their background screening provider, was a seamless, consistent, high-level touch candidate experience. So that's what we deliver, with the relationship that we have with ABD.
Gurdon, we're proud of that relationship. You'd mentioned it, we're proud of it, and we're also thankful. We're thankful that you and the organization Asurint is a gold sponsor for EDGEovation. And with that in mind, as far as, working the booth and visiting with attendees, what are you looking forward to with that experience?
Sure. So very excited, Bob, to be able to sponsor the event this year. Assurant probably does, I would say, over 24 of these events in, a number of different categories, throughout the year. But again, as you read in my bio, I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm a very client-facing type of person. I love to get out there. I love to talk to people. I love to interact. I love to listen and understand, what they're looking for, what kind of challenges they're facing, and how ultimately at the end of the day we could potentially help, and also having a good time, right? That's what these events are for, right? They're for understanding the innovation that the partner is delivering, mingling and getting the ability to talk to other customers and partners like us, right, that they may never spoken to before. And again, also having a really good time. I know you guys are going to put on a phenomenal show and have a lot in store for all the attendees that are going to participate.
Great segue, Gerd. We're going to do a little transition here because that afternoon, you're going to give the afternoon keynote session, Hiring with Confidence, Screening Trends, Shaping 2026 and Beyond.
Yes.
Without giving the whole thing away, right? Maybe enough that people are going to think, man, I got to see Gerd. Can't wait. They're going to sign up for this EDGEovation. What is your message in this session, and what do you hope attendees walk away with after that?
Sure, absolutely. So, again, we were talking a little bit earlier on how I could talk, all day about like just the differentiators, of what we do as a business, but more so than it being necessarily a commercial, let's just say, right? I really want to just do my best to see if I can educate people and really help them understand, what our business is about, what we're faced in terms of trying to find the information that you're asking us to find, what it takes to be able to get that on a final consumer report, understanding the types of integrations that we, bring to the table with courthouses across the US, what makes our integration a little bit different as well. I want to give people, again, the understanding of the tie-in of the two platforms, right? Because I would have to imagine, I see this a lot, that, ultimately there are probably tons of customers that aren't integrated, not just with me, but whatever other CRAs that have integrations with your platform, and what that really can bring to the table in terms of, again, candidate experience and efficiency. So hopefully I'm just trying to educate, give some people some knowledge to walk away from. And if they are struggling, let's just say, with whatever they're doing today, that, this gives them an outlet for us to have a further conversation.
Gurdon, you're sounding great, buddy. We're looking forward to having you on here. We're going to break for a minute with you. Go back into the green room. We're going to have you wait there for a little bit. And we're going to bring on our next guest, because at the very end, I'm going to bring you both on. And I've got a big question to ask you both simultaneously, or some people say simultaneously. So with that in mind, yeah, just hang tight. Thanks for being on here with us, and we'll talk to you again shortly.
My pleasure, Bob. Thank you.
Gurdon Blackwell, he's got a good message here. Asurint, great valued partner. We're excited to have him and representing Asurint there as a gold member sponsor. And one more reason to make sure that you get yourself registered for EDGEovation 2026. And with that in mind, I am gonna go ahead and introduce our next contestant here on the EDGEovation Sensation podcast. Actually, not a contestant, but our next guest. Brad Bialy, are you there?
I'm here. How are we doing, Bob?
I'm doing good, pal. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Great. Hey, just for everyone to know real quick, Brad is a silver sponsor for us here at EDGEovation. Brad, we're thankful for that. I'm going to give a little history on you as well, my friend. So sure. Brad is a trusted voice and a highly sought after speaker in staffing and recruiting, in the industry of staffing and recruiting. He's known to help firms grow through integrated marketing, sales, and recruiting strategies. With over 13 years at Haley Marketing and a proven track record guiding hundreds of staffing firms, Brad brings deep and fresh experience, actionable perspective to every engagement. He also hosts the Take the Stage and Insights, two of the staffing industry's leading podcasts with more than 200,000 downloads. We need to talk, man. I want to get up there and be with you, brother.
We're having fun. We're having a lot of fun with those shows.
No, absolutely. I'm sure of it. I don't know why I say no. Like, no, yes. I'm going to say yes. You are having fun with that.
Having fun.
And so let's get right into it. So, silver sponsor, Haley Marketing. You're a breakout speaker for us, and let's talk about. Again, I went through that bio. What did I miss? What else more can you fill in for us that we didn't talk about you?
Yeah, I think that covers a lot of the professional side of things, right? I've been at Haley now for over 13 years. I have a lot of fun talking to clients and talking to prospects about how we can better leverage marketing to drive applications and job orders. Outside of Haley, I worked in professional lacrosse for 8 seasons. So there's some talking points as well there. If you're into indoor box lacrosse and the NLL, there's a good chance for the last 8 years you've seen some content that I've put together. A super active runner, ran my first marathon last year, in another training block right now for the upcoming Buffalo Marathon. 2 small kids. You're probably going to see one of them eventually come through the door behind me. But other than that, just having a lot of fun doing what we're doing over here, and excited to join you and excited to ultimately get to the event here in April.
One way to get a quick 200,000 downloads, that's got a viral moment here, but it's got to be G-rated.
Sure.
So some little kid comes in. I remember a clip years ago with that little kid runs into the office when somebody was on the news. That was fantastic. So,
Yeah, he'll for sure break in eventually.
Yeah. Let's talk more about Haley. Let's talk about your involvement in the staffing industry.
Yeah, so we're a full service marketing partner helping the staffing and recruiting industry for close to 30 years now. All we've done is marketing for this industry. Everything from your traditional, business cards, brochures, flyers, the tangible print marketing that a lot of people know is true, up through the tops of taxi covers. We've done bus wraps, we've done signage at Camden Yards for a client. And then really digital is our sweet spot. So, websites and PPC and SEO, AEO, social content, anything that you can think of from a marketing side of things to drive applications and job orders. We have a team of 65 over here that can help get it done. So I went very tactical in terms of where we can sort of the spectrum of things that we can do. But ultimately, if you're looking to drive orders or drive applications, we're the team for you.
Got it. As people look at marketing companies, they're looking for an ROI when it comes to making that investment. With that in mind, and with Haley Marketing, bringing a certain type of a value to staffing companies, what is it that makes you different than maybe other people that say they do marketing in the staffing world?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple differentiators there. One, it's all we've done for 30 years, right? So there are other players that are great at what they do. And I'll be the first to admit that. I think one of our specialty areas, though, is we eat, sleep, and breathe marketing for this industry. All we've done is marketing for staffing and recruiting firms. So we have 30 years of research and development in understanding what works and what might not, so that when we work with a new client, we can roll out the best possible strategy and tactics for them. Why you should also work with us, we have a fantastic team. And I stand by that, right? We have 65 individuals who, again, eat, sleep, and breathe marketing for the staffing and recruiting industry. People that are constantly learning, constantly developing, constantly sharpening their edges and trying to get better, faster, stronger at what it is that they do for this industry. So when you think about, finding a marketing partner, there's no onboarding in the sense of, well, I need to first teach you what staffing is, and then you deploy marketing for staffing, because we already understand that really well. I will also say, and my session here on AI in a little bit coming up in April, we are very forward thinking in terms of how we're integrating marketing and AI, and integrating AI into what it is that we do, into our day-to-day, to make our output better, faster, stronger, so that our clients can feel that ROI in terms of everything that we're doing.
So we're going to talk about that in just a minute, that from novelty to necessity using AI in staffing and recruiting. Before I get there, Haley Marketing, ABD, Ultra Staff Edge, we've got a partnership, right? We've got an integration, a partnership. That's why you're here. That's why you're coming. That's why we value this relationship. Talk to us about that partnership with ABD.
Yeah, actually, I talked to our CTO ahead of the conversation here that we're having, Bob, and ABD was one of our first integrations. So integrating with our career portal, I believe roughly 20 or so years ago, y'all were one of the first integrations that we put together. And what that means is that our career portal can sort of overlay your ATS and get those jobs directly on a client's website or a staffing firm's website, so that they live directly on that site, and integrate with our career portal offering. So everything that we do on the career portal side of things, the client can operate exactly how they want to out of ABD, but we can do everything that we have in terms of our functionality with the career portal. I told you we're going to see them at some point, right? You'll have everything that you could do through our career portal integrating directly with the ABD ATS.
Okay. So, let's talk a little bit more about the fact that you're going to have a booth.
Yeah.
You're talking to some people here, maybe some clients that come by and say, "Hey, what's up?" And some other people are like, "Hey, what you do?" So what are you looking forward to for that expo side of the meeting?
Yeah. And I hope this doesn't sound like a softball answer, but I love meeting as many people as possible, right? So I've actually never been to the event. This is my first time coming myself. So I'm first off excited to see how y'all organize the event, what it is that you do that might be a little different than some of the other industry associations or shows that I get to go to. But I'll be out probably 7 or 8 times this year at different industry events and conferences and different association events. And truly, I think the highlight of them is, 1, sitting in as many sessions as possible and learning as much as possible. And 2, meeting as many people as possible. I am the type of individual who doesn't necessarily sit at the booth and kind of wait for you to come and talk to me. I like to kind of float. Yes, the booth will be there. Yes, we'll have some materials there for you to check out, but I will be floating around just as much as everybody else and not really stationed, I guess, behind the booth. That's not really my style. So I'm looking forward to meeting as many people as possible, learning what's going on in the industry, learning just a little bit more about what people are seeing so that I can ultimately bring that back to the team and we can use that to our advantage too.
From novelty to necessity, using AI in staffing and recruiting. This is your breakout session. Go.
AI is the Wild West right now, right? Anybody that has a smartphone or has, I guess, access to the internet can get on ChatGPT and use AI. In my mind, it's a lot like the Wild West that was social media 10, 15 years ago. Everyone has it. How do we use it? What do we do? What do we use it for? Is I think sort of where we're at. And, you know, I've painted the analogy before and I'll paint the analogy here. AI to me is like a guitar, right? And how Slash picks up the guitar is very different than how John Mayer picks up the guitar, how I pick up the guitar and play, and how my 3-year-old picks it up and play. The differentiator isn't that. Please.
Your 3-year-old plays the guitar.
He plays on my ukulele. Yeah, we're teaching him young.
I love it. I'm sorry, man.
We're teaching him very young.
Distracted. My ADD kicked in.
Not a problem. I've played for probably 20 or so years now, so we have guitars in the house. He loves to bang on them and make noise, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that we raise another creative, him and my daughter. So it is very, very fun.
So I do get distracted, but let's get back to the point. So you were talking about, hey, it's different for different people and how they perform it, what use it, right?
The differentiator isn't the tool. The differentiator is in how the user is using the tool, right? So just like a guitar, as I was alluding to, how Slash plays it and how my 3-year-old plays it, the differentiator isn't the guitar, it's in how the user is using that guitar, right? And I think AI is the very, very similar situation where we see it as sort of a novelty. Oh, there's ChatGPT, or I keep hearing about Claude, or I keep hearing about all these new tools. It's changing from that sort of novelty to a necessity because the staffing and recruiting firms at the front of the pack are starting to pull away from the ones who are not integrating AI in their day-to-day. That separation is happening. I can see the separation happening just in observing the industry. So this session is built to bring concrete ways to leverage AI in your day-to-day, not to overwhelm, but as to say, listen, this is happening. It's not going anywhere. We're not talking in theory anymore. This is happening around us. And if you want to be at the front of the pack, these are some things that you can do. Otherwise, that pack is going to continue to widen. And I'm afraid for what happens to the bottom of the pack in 1 to 2 years.
Brad, you know, my mom used to think AI was when it first came out.
What's up?
A1. She thought it was like steak sauce. I keep reading about this A1 steak. Mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
Close.
I know.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I think AI can truly do whatever you want it to do, right? I mean, I could go downstairs and take a picture of my fridge and say, with what you see, what should I make for dinner? All the way to an advanced marketing strategy, or analyze all of your data and say, okay, what are my outliers? What am I seeing? What are you seeing? Coach me. You know, I had a podcast that I put out a little while ago. It was 45 minutes where I just talked to ChatGPT about the state of the industry. Right? There's so much that we can do with it that I think this session is built to fundamentally give people some ideas to take back to their day-to-day to implement right away.
Brad, who should attend your session? You know the folks that are going to be there. Who should attend? If you're me, it's
yeah.
But who should attend?
I think it's really built and structured for everyone. It's certainly built to. It's built in a way where if you have never opened ChatGPT, you'll still get value out of it. And if you're in ChatGPT or another AI tool 3 to 4 hours a day, you're still going to get value out of it. You know, I think in a lot of ways, when you talk about technology at a conference, you get different varying users in the crowd, right? There's people who have never opened it, and you don't want to overwhelm, right? You don't want to talk at a high level where it's like, what is this guy saying? And at the same time, if somebody is a power user, you don't want to bore them. So the whole premise of the conversation is how can we really educate everybody? So yeah, I hate to be the guy who's going to say, you know, if you're there, you should be in the room, but certainly there is value whether you are a brand new user in terms of using AI or a power user.
Brett Bialy, we're glad to have you on, But don't go yet. Jennifer, can you bring in Gurdon too? All right, we're going to bring in Gurdon back. Gurd! My mom likes steak sauce. A1 is also AI. You make a good steak. I know you're probably like, hey, you don't need any sauce on this. Okay.
But you always got to listen to mom, so no worries.
Right.
Thanks for hanging around. And I've got a question I wanted you to both be on to answer this question. Lastly, as a partner in the staffing industry, right? You guys are both partners, and we're your partner as well. You've gone to these conferences. Brad mentioned, he's going to go to 7 or 8 this year. But as you're getting ready to attend the conference this year, we've got some edge users haven't signed up yet. They maybe didn't get the memo or the message, or they're just kind of trying to figure out, should I go, should I not? I'm going to start with you, Brad. I'll start with you. What is one reason that you think it's important for somebody who UltraStaff Edge user has not been or is not already registered for EDGEovation?
I think it's critical for everyone to find a coach. And I don't believe that you need to have the answers to everything within your own 4 walls. Conferences like this, in groups like this, are a great way to educate yourself, educate your team, listen to great speakers talk about great ideas to elevate yourself and elevate your organization. So come, learn.
That's a home run answer. I appreciate it. Gerd, same question. Gerd, what do you think? Why should somebody come to this EDGEovation sensation that's sweeping the nation?
Brad, you stole my thunder, man. But yeah,
what Brad said.
That's exactly it. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to really chat GPT. Hey, what happened at EDGEovation in 2026, right? You got to be there. You got to experience it. You got to speak to your colleagues in the industry. You have to build those bonds, right? Because even though you may be, competitive, in the marketplace, you still are working together. You still want the industry to succeed as a whole. And that kind of stuff happens when you come in and you collaborate, and you understand, all the challenges and all the innovation and all the different things that are happening. You can only really learn it when you're there. So when I do these shows, or we even our own Asurint company is doing a client event this year as well in May. And one of the things that, when we survey people after it, what they say is like, I'm so glad I came. I learned so much. Everybody was awesome. That's really what you get out of it, is the people part of it. And, in this day and age, and doing a lot of stuff virtually, to be able to get out there and speak to people face to face, I think it's a little bit of a lost art, but you're going to get a lot out of it. And I know we're going to get a lot out of it. And you will too, if you come.
Gurdon Blackwell from Asurint, going to be a keynote speaker. Brad Bialy is going to be doing one of these great breakout sessions on AI, a fairly sought after topic. Thank you both for being on the Staffing Buzz Network here today.
Thank you again for having me, Brad. Appreciate it, Bob.
Couple of gems, couple of great guys with some really good information. And telling you, get yourself registered. Don't let this moment pass you by. Get yourself registered for EDGEovation 2026. We have sent you the information. You're going to get more information. You can get it from our website. Where else? How else can they do this, Jennifer? What else can we say? We're going to send a QR. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's why I asked. Look right here. QR code. Take the phone. Get yourself close to it. Get yourself registered. Do not miss this opportunity to go ahead and meet some of these fine folks who are our partners, to listen to these speakers, attend the breakout sessions that we have. And, we're going to have breakout sessions through the best and brightest that we have to offer here at ABD will be leading some of these keynotes as well. April 21st. And then the cherry on top is, if you want, you can go ahead and stay for the Midwest Staffing Conference, same location, stay at the same hotel, make it a trip, reward the hard work that your teams are doing, get them set up, get them registered, and let's go. April 21st, use the QR code right up here. There it is. Get yourself registered, and looking forward to seeing you at EDGEovation 2026. Thanks, everybody, and thanks for watching the Staffing Buzz Network.